What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Good But Not Soft podcast. We are doing this one mobily over the interweb. And so
Work,
Ben
work.
is currently out of state, and Marshall is close enough to being out of state because I don't want to drive and meet him. So
hmm
we are here individually together.
Say something profound.
We're here and we're about to make history.
So
It is very late, y'all.
it is very late.
We
We're
are all
recording this
tired.
in like the middle of the night. Marshall,
Well,
late night. You just got home not too long ago, and on your way home, you had a bit
hmm
of interesting experience. You want to tell us a little bit about that, kind of vaguely ish,
Yeah.
for the
I was get I was getting off of my exit for I-40 and I see this car pulled out, just driving in the middle of the road weirdly. And then I look to my left and I see a motorcycle on the ground, like torn apart, just looked awful. And I saw a dude laying on the ground, pulled my wheel right and pulled over, told Siri to call 911. And basically, I got to the dude. Dude was gone, um, non-responsive. You know, his hands were yellow. Kind of weird. Never seen that before. Um,
yeah.
we made the
It's
joke if wondering if he was Asian, but don't know if
Yeah.
that'll fly on YouTube. But no, real sad.
yeah,
But
it's crazy.
I yeah, I mean it's a bad idea to.
See, the thing is,
I think
motorcycles aren't that bad. It's driving motorcycles with other vehicles around
at
that you run
night,
into a problem.
yes,
Like, you're the
yeah,
smallest thing on the road. It can be a little bit of an
hmm
issue.
yeah,
I had
and
something kind of
obviously,
similar-ish once where I ended up working a motorcycle wreck. It was just a single motorcycle, like no other cars or anything involved.
hmm
He was going around a corner too fast and slid
yep,
out from under him and smashed into the fence and everything on the other side. Um,
yeah,
the guy was out of it, still breathing, kind of, kind of.
yeah,
Um, really busted up. Yeah, it was rough. Got out there, worked him for a while. Like, this wasn't on the fire department. This was just actually it was I was out of town and staying in an Airbnb, and it literally happened right out in front of the Airbnb.
hmm
And so went out there and kind of tried to help with that and stuff. And then firefighters showed up and helped them for a while, helped load the patient and get him in there. And I was like, okay, yep, this guy's gone. Like, not a chance. And then a little bit later, the next day, I was sitting in my room, kind of getting ready for the day and stuff. And someone came in and was like, hey, come here. There's somebody, like, I got a surprise for you or something. And I was like, okay, that's weird. So I got up and walked to the front door, which I also thought was kind of weird because the whole time we'd been staying there, we'd been there for a few days. We'd only been using the back door exclusively. We'd never opened the front door. And so we went to the front door, like, and whatever. And there was the kid of the guy who, wrecked his bike. He's probably, I don't know, 18, 19 years old, something in there. And like, it was one of those weird, awkward moments you don't know what to do. He like instantly like about knocked me over and like wrapped me in this like big old bear hug. And like, I guess the guy ended up living, and they're like, he's gonna make it and whatnot. And I was like, well, that was unexpected because I've seen far less, and that didn't turn out great. So that I was like, ooh,
hmm
after seeing that guy, I was like, so I was quite surprised. It was interesting.
yeah. This one was weird. No, like, dude was cold, unresponsive. His
Yeah,
skin was a different color. It looked like it was an instant death.
probably been
Like
there
as
for a
soon as he
minute.
hit the ground, he was probably there for at least 10 minutes, maybe 30. And probably closer to a longer than 10. But
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Well,
yeah,
what kind of weirded me out was that it was a Suburban just slowly creeping up, and like I was like, okay. And then I got out, and like the dude was like, he pulled up, like not to the wreck, but like in the field, and he was like, I'm on the phone with 911. I was like, yeah, I already got that done. He was like, I've been working on it for a little bit, and they leaked me to something, and it was like, do you know what road this is? He was like, yeah, it's the exit on I-40. I was like, did you tell him which one it was? Because I told him it was Frisco Road, which is over by Yukon, and so that kind of probably affected it. He was on for longer, but it kind of weird. I don't know. It's kind of weird to like go to a scene or of something like that, and like someone pulls up and no one, and it's just you. Like you're the
yeah.
only one that want to go check on the dude. Yeah, so it was kind of a weird experience,
I'll
like with
say it
that, because
I
it was,
mean,
like I've ran,
a
a lot of
lot
calls in the
of
fire
people don't
department
stop. It's just like,
yeah,
and
a lot of
stuff.
people don't
And like,
stop.
even if I'm by
Yeah,
myself on the fire department responding to a call, it feels different than like happening on something. It always feels weird
mm-hmm,
whenever like you happen upon it versus like going as a firefighter or EMS or whatever. Like, working the
mm-hmm,
bus with the paramedics and stuff, and like, we show up on something like, which in that case, there's multiple, but like on the fire department, I've gone on stuff where it was just me, the only one who showed up
mm-hmm.
until for 30 minutes or better until paramedics finally showed up. Because, I mean, where we're at, sometimes they're there.
it can take a long
Sometimes they get
time.
Yeah.
there the same time as us, and sometimes it's a while. And
Luckily,
Especially depending on the priority of the call. It's like,
yeah.
and the
Luckily, it was
volume of calls
right.
we
that
don't need to
happen.
be doing 100 miles per hour on the way to,
Yeah,
this, whatever. It's
yeah.
like,
Plus, if they have other,
Luckily, actually, I was actually surprised how fast the police showed up, and then fire, and then EMS showed up when I left. But
yeah,
since it was right on the highway in Yukon, took like cops like 2 minutes at
oh yeah,
most.
mhm.
that's
So
a
that was the
nice
nice part.
populated area.
Yeah,
Helps.
does.
So yeah, it's definitely interesting. Like I said, like
Hmm.
happening on stuff, especially, just kind of seems odd sometimes. I've had,
Yeah.
oof, I don't know, several wrecks that I've just happened on, like outside of doing EMS stuff,
Hmm.
seizures. I don't know what else. Handful of things,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just kind of,
I was
like I
kind
said,
of
it's kind of an odd thing.
I was kind of scared going up to that not the body at all. I was scared going up to the guy's car when he drove up, because I was like, I have no idea what this guy did. I don't know if he's
Yeah,
involved or if he's like, dude might like shoot me and just be like decide that he's gonna run off if he did it,
yeah,
if he was involved, and just like try to get away with it. Like stuff like that happens all the time. But
yeah,
so I was
all
that
kinds of
was what I
crazy,
was more scared of. Yeah, craziness. It's like,
I've
lots of
been on
crazy.
a
hmm,
driving back to the house late at night, going across going off an exit bridge. Is 2 lanes, and I was looking down at my GPS, like, because I had just gotten off on this exit, and so I like was watching my GPS. And I was like, okay, yeah, this is the right turn. I looked back up just in time to see like there's a semi truck in the fast lane and a little black like Nissan in front of me, just in time to see like this happen. And
hmm,
like basically, this semi truck pit maneuvered this little Nissan,
mm,
and I was like, oh, somebody's dead.
yeah,
I um, get out of the car and or truck go running over there with my backpack, and both of the people in the car ended up getting out. Were like walking around like talking, and like the semi truck driver was like he was very whatever. Like, did you see them? It's like they came into my lane. They came into my lane. He was Indian, by the way. Um,
Hmm.
like
You came into
he
my
was also
lane.
he was hauling
He
onions, and man, that was
he
so
wanted to
strong.
die. I don't
I
know
was
why, but
like,
he wanted to die. He just put
Habibi.
that
but
right in front of me. Baby, it
but
was
yeah.
not my
So,
fault.
but
It
they
was
both
not my fault, my friend.
I was
No,
looking at
no.
the I
I
was
love
looking at the
that.
GPS, so I didn't see whenever they hit. But apparently they both agreed that like the guy who was driving the little black car was like said like all of a sudden like he couldn't do anything, like his car just started going over into his lane. So I
Yeah.
have no idea if if that was not true and he was like falling asleep, or if that was he actually like lost control somehow. It was like,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
something gave out. But yeah, they both seemed to agree that it was his fault. So I was just there like, okay, I can't do anything for y'all. Fire department showed up and was like, you don't need anything from me? And then he was like, did you see it happen? I was like, no, I was looking at my GPS and looked up in time just to see them start spinning out. And he was like, yeah, no, there's nothing you can do. It's like, get out of here. And I
Yeah.
was like, sweet. I don't want to be here anymore. I
Yeah.
want to get back
Yeah.
home.
Luckily, it was like since I've been like around y'all for so long, two firefighters and EMS, but also the one time we rolled up, I think it was like your mom and dad, two separate vehicles. We rolled up on two vehicle
Mm,
accident, and so
yeah.
I was kind of familiar with like it wasn't a first time like thing. It was just like kind of just the by myself whatever was kind of just a
Mm,
little freaky.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. My plan is since it's just so close to here, the little local department, Richland, just right over here. Um, I plan. It's a volunteer, so I plan to
Yeah.
just join it and see it. It's pretty nice. It's a nice little department. It covers most of Richland or all of Richland and some parts of Yukon. So not a
no.
huge area, but it's decent amount, a bit, and
Yeah.
covers I think all the way almost to all the way to Northwest Expressway. Some people pay to actually be in their district, so we pay to be in their district for the fire department. So that's nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird because like Yukon or even Piedmont would take like for I think Yukon is our district, but they would take forever because their nearest one
Mm,
is like
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes away. So
yeah.
yep.
Yeah. We, man, we've got, it's not a super large area as far as like mileage,
Hmm.
but we
It's
have
not bad.
one area that like how we get how we get there is like going out of our area,
Yeah, we have to
and then
leave our
like we have to come
district.
back over and like come back to like get into there. And so we can actually get some like long drives.
Yeah,
Hmm.
And it's
there's this
like,
one housing addition. Yeah, you
man,
to
this is
get there, you have to leave our district, which is like leaving the county,
Hmm.
like going down around, down a highway, and then back up into it. So it takes us a while. The funny thing is, on your way there to get to that area, you pass by
Hmm.
another fire department from a different fire department. You literally pass by their station, and it'd be like,
You know,
5 minutes for them, and instead it's like 20, 50, well, probably 10, 15 minutes driving for us. It's like,
takes a
why?
minute.
yeah.
Like, what in
It's
the
just
world? This doesn't make
yeah.
sense.
I think with Richland, it's like since some people just pay to be part of their district. It's weird. It's like a weird whatever, but
Yeah,
and I get it. Like
certain
we
like
do it because
EMS
it's
things do that and stuff because like
yeah,
you can pay
yeah.
for like additional. instead of just like the standard local,
Hmm.
you can pay for another EMS as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, kind of something like that. But yeah,
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
definitely interesting.
And most of the most of the calls I see are like fires out here and a
So
lot of
probably
car
fires, a few
wrecks.
small wrecks. Yeah,
Fires, few small wrecks. I think
I don't think Richland
um
doesn't have any like serious like highways or anything through it. I don't think, right?
no, it doesn't have any
It's got
highways,
some like
but
decent
it does
sized
have a lot
roads,
of
but
yeah. It's got like mobile homes though. It's basically a mobile hometown. So there's probably
yeah,
like 100 mobile homes there. So,
interesting.
and they're all older couples.
Yeah,
So you
a
kind of
lot of
have
like
to
those
consider
well,
that lot of chest pains and a lot of
yeah,
those kind of
That's
calls.
you go on those calls and it's like I went on one. I got there before anyone else, but I ended up with someone else from our department showing up a little bit after me. But like,
Hmm.
it was an old lady having chest pain and stuff, and it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna be here till the ambulance shows up. I can't, unless you get worse, I can't do anything. So let's
yeah,
just keep it where I'm not doing anything.
Hmm.
Like,
yeah. So a small department, unless they're having a heart attack, chest pain's just like, and so yeah, you just
Yeah,
not a
I've
lot
say
you can
been
do.
around y'all when
she had
like the radio goes off and it's chest pains and like y'all will be like, "Damn." Just it's like a situation like hopefully someone else will get
especially
it.
Well,
especially
no, no. See, the real thing is
I mean,
where it's
we're
at.
volunteers, so we
There's a
can't, you know, but
Hmm.
especially there's a rehab, and
rehab.
they
Yep.
have nurses on
Uh,
staff,
I said they have medical on
but
staff,
their
but they're
like protocols say that they have to call EMS services each time
mm-hmm.
someone has a complaint. So they literally have nurses on staff, so they've got better trained than we are,
well,
and but they
not.
have to call us, and it's
I know.
like, nah, you're fine. You can. I mean,
Yeah, it's like
we
y'all,
can't do
and
anything
they
for
call
them.
the fire department out as
Like,
well as EMS. So it's like, yeah, there's nothing we can do for them. They literally have medical there, and then the
Yeah,
paramedics will also be
it's just
showing up.
it's
So
just a
that one's one that's
protocol.
kind of gets
It's
brushed off every now and then. Like
yeah.
mm,
nobody
Oh
wants to
well.
run that call.
Mm,
Now, then you have like the chest pain calls where it's like, all right, is this just like ow, this kind of hurts. I was feeling a little bit of discomfort. Or is this like, all right, we're getting out, CPR equipment and we're going to town?
mm-hmm.
You never know.
Yeah.
It's one of those odd
Never
ones.
know.
that's I've seen our we get text messages as well as our radios will go
Hmm.
off, and um, cardiac on your text message like comes out as it's three things all in one. It's like cardiac, maybe chest pain, and no, cardiac slash respiratory slash death.
Yep.
And I'm like, can I get a little bit more information? Like,
Hmm.
are they hurting, or are they like, did they get found like dead in the room? Because
Yeah.
this might determine
Is
if
this
I'm gonna go. Like,
is this bad heartburn or bad tummy ache or are you on the ground like
exactly.
Yeah.
convulsing?
Like
I've
me and my
fallen and I
wife
can't
are
get up.
currently together.
Yes.
Like we're spending some quality time together. Are
I've
they
fallen and I
dead,
can't get up.
or
Can
are
you
they
actually
still
not get up? Or are you
like
just saying that?
did you watch them fall, or are they cold to the touch? I need more
Hmm.
information, because
Yes.
if they're cold to the touch, I just have to sit there till the medical examiner arrives. If you
Hmm.
watch them fall, now I can,
Yes.
might make some things happen, but
Yes.
I was
Like
just
another one.
thinking,
I've fallen and I can't get up. Like how high are we talking about? Are we talking about a roof or are we talking about a chair here? Just
and then
like,
like, did you fall out of the chair, or did you kind of just slide out of the chair? You know, like, was it
yeah.
like a I
Uh-huh.
fell out and like a hard like whack, you smacked your head, or like a
Did
kind of just like a
did did the
woo?
chair break? Did the chair
Wow,
break?
that's gonna
Did your
kill me.
chair break and that's why you can't get up? Are
Josh's
So,
you
has
connection's
too
being a
anybody
little
large?
iffy.
has anybody noticed?
Yeah, mine is too. All of y'all's is.
Have y'all
Cool.
noticed that
But
I got two drinks here? I don't know. I don't know if anybody's noticed this yet.
I've noticed, and I haven't said anything because you're a little special.
I don't know what the legality is, but I want to put like a magnet mount right over here on the side of this like A pillar on
Yeah.
this car, and set the phone up there and do like a
hmm
podcast driving down the road.
I think it's actually legal because it's like FaceTime when you're like it's calling. You're
I
technically
Well,
on
mean,
the phone with
FaceTime is.
somebody.
the
I
Grand
don't know if
Tour can
FaceTime's
do
legal
it.
everywhere.
Why can't,
Yeah,
like,
Grand Tour can.
FaceTime's
Yeah,
legal
exactly.
because I've
Well, so the thing is, you
exactly.
can call, but you technically aren't supposed to be watching the screen. If you look at the screen, it can be distracted driving. So as long as you don't
Yeah, that
look
is
at
true.
it, it's legal.
But I've seen like trucking podcasts.
Oh,
I
I know.
think seen like yeah. Sorry, people. I'm taking off my head a hat. I feel all germy after touching people, dead people. So it's like
You're
I
touching
kind of
dead
want to go
people,
take a
giggity.
shower, but yes, yes. I like I like I want to go
What'd
take
you
a
do
shower, but I gotta film a podcast before. So like it's like so whatever. And I waited forever too because
Yeah, Josh
everybody took
mixed
No.
up.
forever.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so. Might be.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
But
No, I feel not in peak performance.
Peak performance.
is that what your wife tells you?
I got a terrible headache
Not in peak
mostly.
performance.
So, I mean, sometimes,
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Do you have a headache?
yes, I do. It's just like, usually I feel like that's reversed. I'm like, sorry, I got a headache.
Oh,
uh, this this episode can
well,
be titled "Dealing with Trauma." We talk about dark stuff and whatever, and then start making inappropriate jokes.
making jokes. Oh my
Uh,
word. This is one
you
of the
don't mind.
podcast episodes where we're gonna tell people
Viewer discretion is
maybe don't watch
advised.
this. What's your yeah, viewer discretion is advised. Oh,
That's
yeah.
gonna be the podcast episode that like people get like 2 minutes in, they're like, these people are sick.
Yeah,
So insensitive.
I don't know. My
what a
my wife listens
monster.
to like all the murder mysteryness, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh
Okay, what is with
no,
girls
why
and
would I
murder
do that?
mysteries?
They
What
want to
is
I don't
with
keep.
know.
That's
I think
why.
they're plotting to kill us all.
I'm honest. Yeah. I mean, they just hate men so much because they hate us because they ain't us. Obviously, that was too close to a word. They hate us because they ain't us.
Uh,
I
murder
don't know.
mysteries and
It's
a
just weird to
cup of
me.
coffee. True
Yeah,
crime.
you need
No,
to
I
have
was
a talk
listening to
with her.
something the other day, and they were talking about like handicap and like disabled and this girl's in a wheelchair, and they were talking about like the words like handicap and disabled,
hmm
and I think handicap was accessible. Was not accessible.
Offensive,
Handicap was acceptable, and
acceptable. It's like,
disabled was like the not good one. And I was like, what? I thought we couldn't say handicapped. I thought we had to say disabled. Like I thought the handicap wasn't
They are able.
acceptable, and that's why we changed.
vegetable, vegetable. vegetable, tomato, whatever you want to call
Yes.
them. Oh, that is, oh my word, I found a great comparison. I'm tired. Sorry. Uh, try making a joke about vegetables.
Speaking of
Yes.
vegetables,
Before this
dude,
thing
If
goes,
you
dude,
like to
my
walk with
wife. Speaking of my wife, she totally toddlered me the other day. She made
hot,
something that had spinach in it, and I was picking out the spinach,
oh, you don't
and
like
she was
spinach?
like, "You can't. Don't pick out your spinach." She was like, "You have to eat your spinach. Don't you want to be like Popeye?" I'm like, "Dude, what am I? 3 years old?" Like, also, I'd have to be like born in the '90s to get no. Popeye was way before my time. No.
I think
Yeah,
he
I was
was way
like, "Are you
before the 90s
seriously?
too.
Do you think that's seriously gonna work on me? Be like, you gotta eat your spinach to be like Popeye." Also, I was like, "No, I don't want to be like Popeye. Popeye is a weakling until he eats spinach. I don't want to have that handicap. Like I can't do anything until I eat a can of spinach. Like, it's
Wait,
ridiculous."
was Popeye he
Popeye
was
was on drugs.
yeah,
Spinach is a drug.
no,
That's what I get.
Popeye was just a crackhead. Like he
pretty much,
spoke like a crackhead.
spinach was just like a code
His
word.
face was like his face was always like this. He spoke like a sailor. His arms were like huge, like pumas, like they were like here, and he always walked like this, like he was tweaking.
See, he had no
And then when he
biceps,
got
but those
spinach,
forearms.
yeah, those forearms. Um,
They were
no,
there.
Dude.
I mean it makes sense.
Before this thing goes any
Uh,
further off the rails,
oh,
let's change the subject.
who's the bad guy, Tom or Jerry?
Before we
Who's
get
the
in this
bad guy?
conversation,
Neither one of them are guys.
It's gonna be a fun argument.
2024, neither, whatever
They're
they
all
I
choose to
good,
was
be.
raised.
Marshall.
I was
There
yeah.
is
I
no
was.
right or wrong.
There's.
It's just your truth and the other person's
It's
truth.
just your truth. My name is Jerry, and I come from a middle class family. Oh, I'm tired. Oh,
Yeah. Let's wrap this
yeah.
podcast up,
My
y'all.
opinion. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's wrap
Uh,
this
Finally,
one up.
throwing out the
Yeah.
baby with the bathwater.
let's get it
Thank y'all
wrapped up.
so much for watching this episode of the Good But Not Soft podcast. If you enjoyed, like,
Before
subscribe if you aren't subscribed, and share this with somebody else so that maybe, we can get a few views to help stroke our egos.
and
Before
before
we
we go,
go,
we got it. Before we go, Josh, what is your good but not
Me,
soft advice?
um, my good but not great advice is don't get in a car wreck. Like, just don't.
simple as
Don't drive
that.
drunk.